Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with ZeRo4's move right there. I think it was a bit unfortunate. I think if he hits that shot when he falls, he could retake control of the map right there.
Otherwise, he gets mega, as he just did.
As he just did. So I think that was a great move by him. He obviously didn't get the frag, but I still liked it.
Yeah, dying at the right time is also a very important skill in Quake. To choose to die a couple of seconds earlier or a couple of seconds later and to pull it off can actually turn the game around, allow you to pick up control. And right now, rawfuh is in a world of trouble as ZeRo4 attacks him with the plasma gun and gets his first frag in the game. And it is one. Oh no, I'm wrong. Actually, rawfuh cratered, if I'm correct.
Yeah, so it's -1 to 0 still.
Yeah, I got carried away a little bit right there, but both players low on health. Now it is tied at 0-0. rawfuh is kind of the specialist of the negative games against Cypher. He also started leading 0 to -1. Then both players were at -1 each. Now, if I'm correct, they're fighting for the mega health at the moment. It's a rocket exchange. Both players tipping each other downstairs, and ZeRo4 picks up that mega, and he gets into the lead for the first time in the match after 3 minutes gone.
Yeah, what you saw there was exactly what we talked about against his previous opponent, where when he has control on this map, he's sort of like a plow. He's gonna make you hit him as long as he can run those armors. And he actually he actually came up to me after the match, and because he knows I like to call him a plow, and he said that's not plowing, it's running the armors. But it's all. I think it goes hand in hand. I think when he has control, he's gonna force you to stop him. And Shane did a good job right there, and it's still 1-0 ZeRo4.
Yeah, I mean, if you know how to pick the right moments, you can afford to be a plower, as you mention it. Any other player, unless you have absolutely impeccable aim, no other player could afford it. That kind of style of play.
Yeah, I completely agree. John's specialty is rockets, and unfortunately for him, QuakeLive rockets are nuts. So as long as he can maintain good position and timing on the RA, I think you're going to sort of see. You're going to keep seeing rawfuh sort of try to chip away, maybe, and you're going to see him get trickier pretty soon, where he's going to try to catch John and hopefully get a bounce or get a couple rails.
But let's see who manages to pick up the mega. The mega is very important on this map. There are a couple of armors here, a couple of armor shards here. John picks up the mega though, and now he gets into control. This is the key skill of picking the right moment when to kill the opponent. Not only did he get the frag, but instantly he picked up the yellow armor, and he is in a very good position. Well, maybe not in control, but definitely in a very safe position.
Yeah, I think that was sort of a mistake by rawfuh there. He had position on ZeRo4, and he had ZeRo4 sort of in a back pedal, and he put himself out in the open, and John made him pay for it.
Almost 5 minutes gone, and this is a very low-scoring game. This is also one of the reasons is that both players know each other and understand each other's styles very, very well. So there is not much they can do to surprise the opponent. This is why, basically, well, it's a bit like Morpheus and Neo in the Matrix when they block each other's punches out, and this is more or less what we see with ZeRo4 being Neo right now.
Yeah, you see, Shane at first when ZeRo4 came back, Shane was sort of the teacher, and John was a student, but he has definitely surpassed him. I play these practice games with these guys all the time, and John is definitely the better player. But with that said, rawfuh can beat him. So as you can see here, it's a close game, and rawfuh's making pretty good decisions. But John just has such a grip on control right now. It's going to be extremely difficult for rawfuh to beat him.
But sooner or later in deathmatch, and it's another frag for ZeRo4, in deathmatch, if a player is smart, sooner or later the control will break. It's impossible to maintain perfect, ideal control, and as long as rawfuh manages to keep it close, he might be able to do the same thing CZM did at ESWC in Paris in the team tournament in 2004, when he was actually the lesser player on ZTN, but he managed to keep it close and do some raging on the spawn killing and managed to take the game. Now we see ZeRo4 making a little bit of a slip up, get caught unawares, and now rawfuh managed to turn it a little bit around. Although a rocket and a rail combo from ZeRo4 nullifies the effort completely.
You see, that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say Rafa tries to get cute. What happened was Rafa was camping the teleporter on turn 7, and instead of just going to get the item, he chose to sit there, and John just absolutely obliterated him with a rocket and a rail and put him instantly to 24 health. So now not only did Rafa have control, but now ZeRo4 is literally stacked.
8 minutes to go in this match. If Rafa loses the match, he is out of the tournament with 4th place. I believe it's going to be 4th place. And what can we say? It's a respectable finish, but for an ambitious young player like him, he's probably very, very hungry for victories. It will be a disappointment. So he really, really needs to try very, very hard to beat the master today. ZeRo4 is the master, Rafa is the apprentice. It is close, half of the game still to go. It is doable.
If I'm not mistaken, Rafa, this would be his highest placing finish so far, I think, out of all the events.
It would, and for him, win or lose, I think it's a big confidence builder for him. Maybe not in QuakeLive necessarily, but just overall in general. He understands that. Okay, I'm getting closer. I'm starting to figure out what it takes, and that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when he first started going to lands back at CPO 106, he had the skill, but he just didn't have the experience, and that only has to come after a lot of time and participating in more tournaments, and he'll just continue getting that experience and that skill as he keeps playing.
And ZeRo4 is now up 6-0. He's managed to get a couple spawn kills on Rafa, and Rafa is sort of a couple mistakes actually. He could have backed off to the lightning gun area and instead chose to fight him with machine gun, and ZeRo4 made him pay for it. Very nice rocket there by Rafa. It sort of faces John as he comes through the teleporter, and now Rafa's sort of in a fight for picks up the kill on ZeRo4. Bounces him with a couple rockets.
And puts himself back on the board. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. ZeRo4 picks up the Mega, but gets punished for it severely with the lightning gun. He has to back away now. He has to pick up some armor. Rafa getting cute again. And because of that, ZeRo4 picks up the red armor, gets killed. But for Rafa, it was very, very costly. The frag was really, really costly because he suffered a lot of damage, and ZeRo4 snatched that red armor away from him.